Oh, and by the way, Curtis, the Cyclones play South Dakota State, which has a few Iowa ties with them as well.
Yeah, that is quite a familiar connection for a certain someone on Iowa State staff. The head coach, TJ Altenberger, his former team, he said in his press conference at Selection Sunday that he knows a lot of the strength and conditioning staff and even recruited a couple of the players on this team. Caitlin Clark surpassing Pete Maravich's all-time NCAA scoring record for both men and women is one of dozens of records that she has in her possession across the NCAA, Big Ten, and Iowa program. Now, in terms of what more can she accomplish this season, there are more records to be broken and more milestones to conquer. To know the last time every class of competition had an Eastern Iowa school participating in the state championship game, you have to wind the clocks back over 50 years to 1973, back when there was only 2. This year, we have teams competing in all 4 classes to rewrite the history books. 1 year ago, Iowa State took the court in the first round as the 6th seed got bounced by Pitt by 18 points, shooting 23% from the field. And this time around, the Cyclones cleaned up their act, shooting 58% from the field, beating TJ Otzelberger's former team and living to fight another day.
What do you make of their path to the Final Four, which of course is going to start at home?
Well, for starters, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than last year's path, but considering how talented the field is, it's not going to be as bad as it could have been. Now let's get right into those brackets, starting out with Iowa's first game at home. It's going to be a game against Holy Cross or UT Martin. Quite frankly, the opening 2 games, I would be shocked if Iowa got sent home at home in either of those games. But when you go to Albany in the Sweet 16, that's when things are going to get a little bit more interesting. As you can see, there's Colorado there. Colorado was their Sweet 16 opponent last year. Kansas State, as the 4th seed, beat Iowa earlier in the year in Carver. It is rare a player from the metro area suits up for the Hawkeyes, let alone make an impact as big as Hannah Stolke. Even as a young girl in Cedar Rapids, many saw the talent she had on the basketball court, leading to one of the best AAU programs in the country knocking on her family's door.
When the director of All Iowa Attack, is talking about, 5th grade girl, I forget how old she was at that time, you kind of know something's going on and her trajectory might be high.
All Iowa Attack featured many athletes over the years, including Caitlin Clark and Ashley Jones. During Stolke's time there, she played with fellow future Hawkeyes Jada Jimphy and Taylor McCabe, along with Katie Dinnebier from Drake. In between her 7th and 8th grade year, Stolke already had multiple Big Ten offers, including Iowa.
Lisa Bluter had called me and asked if she could come watch Hannah play volleyball. It was during volleyball season. And I told her, I said, I'm sure you can, but Hannah's in 8th grade. So she wasn't even at Wash at that point. And Lisa wanted to go watch her play.
Her trajectory only got higher in her years at Wash, becoming Iowa's 2022 Gatorade Player of the Year. In the midst of guiding the Warriors to 3 regional championship appearances, her impact was felt all around Eastern Iowa.
I had many coaches that had asked, even in the Metro, that said, hey, I just love watching her play. How do you get her to buy in, and I'm like, I don't really have to do much. That's just who she is.
Her performance and impact continues to grow now in Hawkeye colors. The team she grew up watching with curtains in the upper decks now sold out 15,000 strong. With Caitlin Clark set to play in the WNBA in a few months, all is in place for Hannah to pick up the mantle as the face of Iowa women's basketball.
The flip has been switched. Like, she is no longer afraid to be on camera. She sounds mature. She is expressing herself well, and it's kind of fun to let the whole state, the whole country watch your daughter mature right before your eyes.
A plethora of Division I talent set to wreak havoc on college mats for years to come, all congregating here at Wells Fargo Arena for one reason: to come out with the state title. Now, there's only one in our coverage area that can do something that 32 wrestlers have ever done, and that is win 4 state titles. And that man's name, Maximus Magana. Won his first 3 at Columbus Catholic, but he's suiting up for Waterloo East this senior year before wrestling at North Dakota State next year, trying to get that rare title number 4. Did not take long for him to pin Western Dubuque's David Tyson. A bigger class of competition's no matter for him, with the 175-pound juggernaut having even higher standards for himself this week.
It's no different. 1A, 2A, 3A, anyone can be beat on any given day, and I make sure it's my day every day.
At 132 pounds, City High's Cale Seaton had to have knee surgery after winning a state title last year. His 9-month recovery has him back in Des Moines, and he went straight to work against Waukees' Carson Krigger. Via 22-7 tech fall, he is a quarterfinalist. Over to 144, Linmar's Kane Naktaboren was a runner-up last year, trying to win the whole thing this year before joining up with his older bro Tate at Iowa State next year. Kane is able to remain undefeated this year, pinning Xavier's Adam Cook in 23 seconds to reach the Elite Eight. He seemed a little banged up afterward.
It's stinging. Yeah, it was, it got pulled out there.
Is apparently fresh as a daisy.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm good.
What is yours?
I don't think there's a guy in the state that can slow me down, so just be dominant all weekend and keep doing what I'm doing.
The field of 24 has been reduced to 8 across all 14 weight classes, and Iowa's News Now is going to have full coverage of the quarterfinal round tomorrow when those first matches get underway here at Wells Fargo Arena. Reporting in Des Moines, I'm Curtis Fader, Iowa's News Now Sports.